don't want to go.
Hello, one and all. This is an Analytical Fanboy special episode thing, Bob, I guess you can call it. We're just trying to ride the hype train and get those sweet view numbers.
Yeah.
Today, we are not doing something from the list. We are going to be discussing our thoughts, opinions, our beliefs in the universe on the one movie known as Avengers Infinity War. I am Chris, you may know me as Boingo Rider, and with me, as always, is Simon, known as the Vacuuminator.
Evacuate the city, engage all our defenses, and get this channel a live show that actually happens.
Yep.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I saw Avengers, so that shows my state of depression.
Yeah, you gotta love how, like, the most depressing...
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a second. We're just gonna spoil the shit. So...
Yeah, we're jumping right into it. I wasn't even thinking about giving a spoiler warning, because, like...
But Thanos demands your silence.
But here's the thing. The ending of this movie is the biggest meme so far this year.
Yeah. But it's a meme, and I think people don't realize how big of a spoiler the meme is.
That's true, but when most people are attaching quotes like "Mr. Stark, I don't want to go," I wonder how many people don't see that and go, "Oh fuck, that's a spoiler, isn't it?"
Yeah. But either way, spoiler. Might as well just get that out of the way. Don't piss.
But like legit, that is the ballsiest way they could have ended that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes me wonder, like, it really makes me want to know what the title of the next one is going to be, because they said it's no longer going to be part 1, part 2, and part 1's going to have a title, and they're not revealing it because it is a spoiler in and of itself. And I'm like, well, I kind of wish you just kept part 1, part 2, unless that title is something really good, because... this ending legitimately does feel like the halfway point of the story. This feels like that moment to compare Marvel to DC as if it was apples to oranges, that moment in Crisis in Infinite Earths when Supergirl dies. That's literally the halfway point of that book, and that's what this movie feels like when Thanos snaps his fingers.
Or, a very apt comparison, when Thanos snaps his fingers in Infinity Gauntlet.
See, here's the thing, I haven't actually read Infinity Gauntlet.
I know, I was just pointing out, you went to fucking Pluto and back to get a metaphor when there was one sitting in front of you.
Yeah. And like, I know there's gonna be the crowd out there who goes, "You haven't read Infinity Gauntlet, why are you talking about this movie?" This movie kind of stands on its own pretty well.
And here's the thing,
all the changes they made to Thanos.
Because in the comics, he's a necrophiliac nihilist, and here he's like... I hate to say it, he's a good boy.
Hashtag Thanos did nothing wrong. Hashtag Thanos did nothing wrong, people. I'm putting it out there.
Thanos did some things wrong.
Did he, though? Did he?
Gamora!
Yeah, why is Gamora?
Ronan!
What? I'm pretty sure killing... okay, well, yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
Loki in the first movie? Thanos did some things wrong.
Well, I mean, come on, he brought our mightiest heroes together. How bad could that really be?
Yeah, but you know what the thing I love about the ending of this movie is, even though it feels like the middle part of a grander story, it is the ultimate conclusion of Thanos' character arc at that point.
Oh yeah, they've got him going full-on farmer Thanos in that last shot. Like, he's done. He's ready to retire.
Yeah, it's a complete ending for Thanos' character. He thinks, oh, no, this is the end. And that makes sense for him, but for the rest of the world, this is the lowest point.
Like, there's a point where, I forget who, but somebody asks him, so what happens when you're done with all this? And he says, I sit back and bask in a grateful universe. And that's what he fucking does!
Oh, yeah. I think that was...
Though,
Was that Doctor Strange or Tony who asked that?
It was one of them two. I don't remember which.
One of the beardy smart assholes.
Yeah, one of the awesome facial hair bros, to throw out that reference. Although, I'm kind of pissed Spider-Man never did. Like, that felt like something he should have said. Especially when there was a shot of the two of them standing looking at each other in profile.
But,
like, I feel like he should have said, do you guys have the same barber or something?
Then there'd be a perfect joke where Tony goes, he can't afford my barber.
Yes. Because, like, it's really jokey and fun, but, like, you get a sense that there's a real animosity between those two.
Yeah, I love how 90% of the jokes felt more like nervous laughter on all the people's part. It's like, if I don't make a joke right now, I'm fucking gonna crack.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
This is a really downer, depressing movie, but there's a joke like every 2 minutes, and it somehow works. Like, that's not something I could imagine a lot of filmmakers pulling off.
Oh, yeah, no. And it helps that they have a very well-oiled machine to make these movies in order to get that across.
Yeah, I mean, bash the Marvel formula. I'm doing the quotes things with my hand, but you can't see it because it's a podcast. Bash it all you want, but, like, if you go and, like, if there's a few movies you don't like in a row, like, for me, to be honest, I said to a friend of mine, I don't remember if it was you or someone else, Chris, but right after I saw the movie, somebody asked me what I thought, and I said, this is the movie I've been waiting for since Civil War. Because, like, all of the movies I've been expecting to be good from Marvel have been just okay, in my opinion. Like, people loved Thor Ragnarok. I was kind of meh on Thor Ragnarok. People loved Black Panther. I was kind of like, Black Panther's alright.
Black Panther's really good if you really engage with the philosophical and political discussion.
Yeah. And Infinity War, I was expecting it to be amazing. It was amazing. And that's much different than, say, a movie like Homecoming, which came in the middle here. Homecoming, I wasn't even planning to see it, but a friend practically dragged me to it because I was one of those people who was really upset they canceled the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Don't ask me why, that's a huge tangent. But somebody dragged me to Homecoming, and I ended up falling in love with it. So it was like a really nice surprise, but it wasn't one I was expecting to be good. This was a movie I was expecting to be good, and, like, superseded my expectations.
You want to know what I felt at the end of the movie when everything was going down? Right before it got to the scene where Thanos was setting up in his little farmhouse, I was going like, all right, we got like another 10 minutes to go. Something's going to be pulled out of the hat. Something's going to happen. And then it went to black, and I was like, what? What?
See, I felt like, okay, as soon as the first person started disintegrating, I went, okay, either there's another 20 minutes where somebody shows up and they get the gauntlet, or they're about to cut to black, and they cut to black.
I'm just a very optimistic person, so I always like go like, all right, cool, good guys win. And it's like, oh.
And, you know, I totally agree with the people who say this is Marvel's Empire Strikes Back. Like, the ending totally has that feel, where it's like...
I'd say it's even even more darker than Empire, because in Empire you still see Luke and Leia, and they're going like, we'll fight back, we'll win, we can go forward. And here it's just like, fuck.
See, I'd argue that that's what the end credit scene is. I'd argue that the Luke and Leia thing in this movie is the end credit scene where we find out Captain Marvel is coming.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because if you know Captain Marvel is coming, if you know who that is, you're like, fuck yeah, she's gonna come in and save the day.
Yeah, but she's only like Thor's level of power. Like Thor sans hammer.
True, but that's still way more powerful than most of the people left alive.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Like, In terms of who the Avengers had, the most powerful person they had was technically Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
But he's dead.
And that man dead.
And then next would be Thor.
Yeah. And speaking of Thor, can we talk about how Thor finally got to be best boy in this movie?
Oh, yeah. It just took Taika Waititi to fucking completely redesign the aesthetics of the cosmic realm and Thor's body language and everything to make him more comfortable. Yeah, fuck yeah.
And then the Russos had to come in and make like one or two more tweaks.
Oh yeah.
They're like, we just need your brother to be actually dead this time, and then you'll be good.
I honestly love Loki's a little bit because he was finally like, you know what, you're my brother. No matter what, I'm fighting for Asgard more than I'm fighting for myself. And I was like, fuck yeah, character development. And then he died, and I was like, all right, cool.
Hey.
He died a hero.
How many superhero movie characters can you say that about? He died a hero after having been one of the biggest, most popular villains.
Oh, yeah. All the Loki fangirls got what they wanted. He got to be good boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Russos released an interview with the Huffington Post on who's alive and dead, and they said, oh, some of them are spoilers and things. I think Korg and Meek were under the spoiler one. Jane Foster was also under spoilers.
See, I don't see them doing Jane Foster 4 with the relationship they have with Natalie Portman at this point. Marvel Studios, I mean.
Yeah.
I see them going to Beta Ray Bill next if Hemsworth's not going to come back.
I want Beta Ray Bill so fucking bad. It is not even funny.
Oh, you know what would be hilarious? If they went to Thunderstrike 4.
Ooh.
Because that's the 4 that's in the actual Infinity Gauntlet comic. I know that about it. I know that through osmosis.
Yeah. God, comics are fucking weird.
They are.
The Guardians were top notch in this.
Yeah, this was kind of a Guardians free, if you think about it, or at least a 2.5.
Oh yeah, it's much more. In fact, I've heard that James Gunn came on and wrote a lot, helped with the Guardians' style of dialogue.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. There were moments where I was like, yeah, I bet he was at least consulted.
Because he's also.
Though I love the Red Letter Media joke of when Gamora dies, James Gunn at the premiere just pulls out his script and starts erasing stuff.
Oh, this is a tiny little detail that I haven't seen anybody mention, but I really appreciate. In the past few movies, Gamora has just been totally green. In this movie, in several scenes, she has yellow eye makeup, which is what she looks like in the comics, because she has yellow circles around her eyes in the comics.
See, I'm not in the slightest familiar with Comics Guardians, so I didn't notice that at all. Like, what I know of Comics Guardians is the stuff I know from the movies that people have said, yeah, it's also that in the comics. Yeah.
Comics Guardians is weird, because for a long time, they were like this weird team from the year 3000.
Huh.
And then eventually they brought back the book with the Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Drax team, that whole team, and in current Marvel time, and they said, yeah, this is the first one, the one that was in the 60s comics, yeah, that's a future one inspired by this team.
Huh.
Yeah. In fact, that's where Yondu comes from, is that old Guardians team from the year, 3000.
Yeah, I knew Yondu was from the original Guardians.
When they brought the movie style Yondu into the comic books, because he became a very popular character in the movies, they made that Yondu the great 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 ancestor of the old Yondu.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, comic books.
Yeah. Oh man. That's me when I'm reading a good comic.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I'm just trying to think of things that are fun.
How about Cap and the freaking Secret Avengers?
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck, he was Nomad.
He was Nomad leading the Secret Avengers. And, like, I love that. Somebody pointed out on Twitter, Steve is such a dramatic bitch because he could have easily had a new costume made, but instead he just kept wearing his old one and tore all the America and Avengers shit off.
Well, that was the point of Nomad.
But Nomad had his own costume. It was a stupid-ass costume, but he had his own costume.
I wish at one point I hope to God in the next movie there is just a scene where they're in civilian clothes trying to make a plan, and he is just in a deep V-cut black t-shirt as reference.
Yes.
Oh, God. Comic books.
Oh, poor frickin' Vision, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like,
I love... say what you said, but there's a comic book thing that I want to talk about in a second.
Okay. Ever since Age of Ultron and Tom King's Vision series, the comic, I've really gotten into that character. So, like, whenever he's on screen, like, he and Wanda were my favorite part of Civil War. Even though I really didn't like that movie, I loved everything with them in it. I have a blog on my second channel. Go watch that if you want to know what I think about that movie. In this movie, it was like their characters were starting to get to a really nice place, and then just Thanos came in and fucked everything up, and I felt really sad about it.
Oh yeah, I love how the Vision kind of lost all of his color, which reminded me and a lot of other people of the one time the Vision was just all white in the comics. I don't remember why he was all white. He just was.
See, the place my mind went to is, oh, that's the same thing Optimus Prime did when he died.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw.
Go ahead.
You go, motherfucker.
No, you do.
Okay. As someone pointed out, I don't remember who. It was like in a text conversation in a comment that all the people who disappeared in Ash were very unaware. They just did and were none the wiser. The only person who was in pain and was afraid was Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know why?
Because it just fucks Tony up even more.
Peter Parker has the spider sense. His body was warning him that it was dissolving.
Oh, shit! How did I not think of that? That's great. And, like... the spider sense effect they did early on in the movie was so great, too.
And it completely justifies having that very, very touching moment. Mm-hmm. But it also completely works within the logic of the universe.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I'm really glad that they brought the spider sense in, because in Homecoming, I remember in interviews they said, yeah, he doesn't have that, and there was, like, one or two other powers they said he didn't have, because they felt like it made him a little too much for what they were doing with the character in that movie. Which was
the way I interpreted those conversations was much more of, like, he doesn't have them yet. He hasn't attuned to them yet. He's still developing.
Yeah, that's what they said, but I was like, how do you do a Spider-Man movie without the spider sense, bro? And then I saw the movie and I shut up. But it was great to see it
When you turn into Vince Russo for half a second. Bro, how do you do Spider-Man without spider sense, bro? Hulk Hogan wins.
Yeah. Exactly. So, who haven't we talked about yet?
The Hulk being afraid.
Yes! It was such a minor thing, but it was great character development.
And also put all the Avengers immediately on the back foot of what? The Hulk is afraid? Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. And also it gave us the one of the greatest lines in cinematic history now, in my opinion. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the Wizards.
God. Oh, yeah.
And, like, You got just give a shout out to both the Hulk and Wong. They were the biggest wusses in this whole movie.
I can understand Wong because, you know what, it helps to have a very powerful wizard back on Earth keeping things in check. Because there's probably shit going down interdimensionally that he has to fucking deal with.
Maybe.
But also, I'm a fan of Wong, and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I feel like this whole podcast has just been me referencing memes, but whatever. I still love that thing on Facebook of, wow, y'all are gonna go fight Thanos? That's crazy. Y'all be safe.
Man.
Because that's pretty much what he did.
Yeah. But
so, how much do you want to bet Mark Ruffalo is going to spend the majority of the next movie stuck in a wall?
Who knows? But I just a few things I hope. I'm fine with Robert Downey and Chris Evans going like, you know what? Our character stories are complete. We don't need to be a part of this anymore. We want to kind of bow out, and Marvel being like, all right, cool, we'll get a new Iron person that's not Tony Stark, because there's a couple of them in the comics, because Rhodey became Iron Man, and...
Well, have you seen how freaking old Don Cheadle looked in the last couple movies?
Don Cheadle's always looked old!
Yeah, but, like, he's so old in Civil War, and in this movie, it looks like they're using CGI to make him look younger.
And then we got, then there's, the new Iron person who became Ironheart.
You think they're gonna do Riri next?
I don't think they're gonna do Riri. I think it's probably more likely, I'm trying to remember, there's been another,
it's gonna be the kid from Iron Man 3, because you know what? They confirmed he's in part 2.
I can see him being like an Iron Lad. Because there's been several Iron Lads.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with Cap becoming either or Falcon or the Winter Soldier. Because they've both been Captain America.
I think Bucky's gonna be it for a movie or two, and then they're gonna give it to Sam.
You know what I'd prefer? If they were both Captain America at the same time, but also both Winter Soldier and Falcon. It's much more of like, they take on his regalia and they share the shield. And they're like, and they have a buddy cop espionage film, the two of them, because those two characters
Captain America 4 is just Beverly Hills Cop, but with those two.
Yes.
And Red Skull, because Red Skull's back in this movie. Biggest surprise of the movie, best thing about the movie.
Oh, yeah. I love that, because that's so fucking cosmic Marvel karma bullshit. It's great.
Yeah. Which, by the way, since we brought up the fact that Thanos is different in the movie, I was really wanting Death going into this movie. And there were 2 times when I thought it was Death showing up for a second. First time was Red Skull before they revealed his face. Second time was after the snap when Thanos sees little baby Gamora. I thought that was Death for half a second.
You know what? I still think it might be Death, just using the form of child Gamora to get an honest answer out of Thanos.
That could be.
Because, technically those characters don't have actual form. There's a Celestial called Anthropomorpho who gives them human-like forms whenever they have to talk to anybody.
Okay. So you know way more deep cosmic stuff than I do.
At least I'm pretty sure he's called...
You taught me about the fucking One Above All, and now I'm like, I need that in a movie.
He is in a movie. He's called Stan Lee.
I thought he was a Watcher, though.
No. The One Above All is above the Watchers, and he was talking to the Watchers, giving them information. It's like, hey, by the way, he's the shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But fuck, man.
What's the matter with you kids? Haven't you ever seen an alien spaceship before?
I wrote about, thousands of them.
That was so good. Because that's like one of the few cameos where it's like, oh, that's actually Stan Lee. That's not him playing a random character.
Yeah. Man, Stan Lee's great.
He is a adorable, fun old man, but I hate some of the shit he did earlier in life.
Oh yeah, no. Stan Lee is a great person, shitty coworker.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that has very little to do with this movie. So, I just want to give a big shout out to this movie for finally capturing the feel of an event comic on film. There's been both direct-to-DVD and in actual movies before adaptations of event comics. None of them have ever actually captured the feeling, and I felt like this really did. Like,
yeah, the only other ones I can think of are Civil War and Age of Ultron, and they are very, very pared down.
See, Age of Ultron feels like the most solid a Marvel movie could be at that point. And Civil War, because I have all those problems with it, it doesn't feel like an event to me. It feels more like a minor squabble in somebody's book. But this felt cosmic and epic, just like the great classic event comics do that we don't get anymore because there's 50 event comics a year and it's so desaturated that they all cancel each other out.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Shout out to the people who are still reading Doomsday Clock for some reason. You have more money than me and more patience than me.
That's the fucking interdimensional sequel to Watchmen, right?
Yeah, that's Watchmen Invades the DC Universe, the comic.
But they already did. It's fucking... You know the history of the Watchmen. Now we're just getting to Watchmen. Let's just talk about it for a second, right?
Okay.
The Watchmen were originally already existing characters. They were Captain Atom, the Blue Beetle, the Question. And Alan Moore pitched the story when DC bought those characters out and says, hey, this is a story I want to tell. And DC went like, yeah, this is a fucking great story. We actually want to make money off of these characters for a little bit longer than one comic series. Can you not kill them? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll just make new ones. And then made Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, end the story.
Yep. That's the Watchmen thing. And like, I'm not reading Doomsday Clock. I have no actual intentions of ever reading Doomsday Clock. But God, I hope they have like those characters meet their main DCU counterparts at some point.
I think the Question's Montoya right now.
Well, that could still work.
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Anyways.
I'm not a DC boy. I'm a Marvel boy.
And see, I'm a DC boy generally, but when it comes to Marvel movies, I'm obviously more so a Marvel fan.
I think it's because Marvel characters and concepts are easier to adapt, so they're more likely to get a good movie, or at least a halfway decent movie.
See, I have a hard time buying that argument when shit like the DC animated universe exists.
Here's the thing. That was a cartoon. They're adapting a very light and bubbly kind of comic universe into a cartoon. That's easy. But look at the few the few DC movies that worked really fucking well. The old 70s Superman story, where they acknowledge that Superman's kind of a little out of touch, but that's why he's needed. And the Tim Burton Batman movie, where it's super heavily stylized to fit his Batman. And the Dark Knight trilogy, well, the Dark Knight duology, where they basically went, yeah, he just looks like Batman.
Exactly. But, yeah, I think that's generally the point we were getting at here with this quick little mini podcast, is just Marvel movies are great and DC is generally shit except for when it's not. So let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, so for some reason you've listened to this and haven't seen it, go fucking watch it, you dumbasses.
Yeah, exactly. It gets 2 thumbs way up.
All right, motherfucking Goofy.
I was going for a character from Hercules. I forget his name, but that happens in Hercules at some point.
You mean fucking Hermes?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Analytical Fanboys podcast. I have been your co-host, Simeon the Vacuuminator Scott.
I'm dying.
That's your main host, Chris Gas from Boingo Rider. This was episode 1.5. Stay tuned for episode 2 coming very soon on Beck the Mongolian Chop Squad. Bye.
Fight as one.